Hey, this message is for my niece Heather. Krista just texted me and said you wanted to know how to make my recipe for oxtail soup, which is not really anything spectacular. And I'm putting it out here because I don't want to text all that, and I'm not in a place to make phone calls and be kindly. So take it on this video. Besides, some of my listeners might enjoy hearing this. Um, so what I do is I find nice oxtails. You rinse them off, pat them dry. You could salt and pepper them in advance, and then get some olive oil. You're gonna brown those, and they don't take much because mostly it's the fat on the outside. Don't take the fat off. The fat is real important, and I'm want this out here because I talk about fat does help us take down spiritual entities. So an oxtail is a beautiful recipe for that. So what I do a very simple oxtail soup. You can make it into a stew. So your preference on how you make it is based on what flavor profiles you like. Now I'm allergic to onions, but most people put a whole onion in. So you're going to brown those oxtails, take them out, and then I do cut up celery, a little bit of a carrot, maybe two celery stalks. I use more celery because I don't do onion. If I was going to do it for me, medicinal onion for me is maybe like an eighth of an onion, but put the whole onion in if you don't have that problem, and use a garlic clove as well. Do the garlic last because it'll burn first. You brown your onion, your celery, and your carrot, and then you put the meat back in. Now, back in the old days, I used to add water, just tap water and let it boil. Sometimes use like a dried bouillon, but now I cook with broth. I make a lot of my own broths, like from if I get a chicken from Costco or something, I save it all after I'm done eating and cook the bones into broth. I do the same thing with beef rib bones or short ribs, and you could do the same thing with the bones left over from the oxtails when you eat them. You just throw the bones in with water in a crock pot, let it go for over 24 hours, and voila, you got bone broth. Now, just I would use, and it doesn't matter, you can use chicken broth or you could use beef broth. I would pour in a whole container of broth and then maybe add a little water to it. Now here's where you can add more than those things. Like if you like jalapeno, add it. I personally like just the celery and carrot in mine. Now remember, you always have to add a little acid. It could be a lemon. It could be white wine. It could be apple cider vinegar. I like to use apple cider vinegar, maybe a tablespoon, maybe two or three. It depends on what you like. You need a little acid when it's cooking, so you need acid in everything, okay? And then you put it on the stove and you just let it simmer for a good long time till that meat is ready to come off the bone. Now you could do it two ways. You could do it in a crock pot, you could put it on the stove, or if you have a nice like enameled or when you cook in cast iron, remember you're going to get that iron flavor. Iron is good for you, it builds up your blood. But a lot of times when you make something in an iron pot, you want to get it out of there right away or to get too irony flavored. But you could put it, if you have an enameled iron pan, you can put it in the oven to cook. That's called braising. So you can either braise it, put it on the stove, or do it with a crock pot. That's as simple as it gets. You cook it till the meat comes off of the bone. For anybody out there, oxtails is really good for you. That gelatin is the natural gelatin that helps you move your arms and legs and bones, and it's good for you. And that fat is good for you. Um, that's all there is to the recipe. It's no big deal. If you like onion, put it in. If you don't. If you like whatever, you can add mushrooms. You could add green beans, whatever you like to it. I kind of like mine plain because then some people serve it with rice. You can make homemade noodles or you could have it with mashed potatoes. So there it is, Heather. It's very simple to do. I hope you enjoyed that I put this out there for you and anybody else. Enjoy some oxtails. It's good for you. Peace out, everybody. I love you. Bye now.